Everyone, Melissa Wick here. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back. This is a deep stretch class where we're going to unwind the hips, and we'll get into the hamstrings a little bit as well, but the main focus is on opening and releasing tension in the hips. So you will need a strap, have that close by, and maybe even a block for support or a blanket or a pillow. Just have them close by in case you do want to use the props. So get into something really comfortable and we'll get this practice started. Let's begin on our backs. Go ahead and lay yourself down. And we'll start with the knees bent. Constructive rest. You can have the feet wide, knees fallen to touch. Your hands could rest on your belly or by the side, palms up. Maybe give your chest a little lift. Gently slide the shoulders under, maybe lift the hips and lower to lengthen the lower back. Closing your eyes. Let's invite in 2 deep cleansing breaths to arrive here together. Inhale in through your nose. And exhale all the air out through the mouth. One more time. Fully inhale, belly and chest expand. Exhale, let it go. And closing your mouth. Tuning into the natural rhythm of your breath. In and out through both nostrils. Just presence yourself to your body here on your mat. And presence yourself to the rise and fall of your belly as you inhale and as you exhale. Relax the energy behind your eyes. Soften your jaw. And let your hips be heavy here on the mat. Giving yourself the gift of this moment here. Arriving here exactly as you are. Stay present to this natural rhythm of breath you've established. And let that be your guide to releasing tension and to letting go. We're going to bring the feet about hip width distance apart. You're just going to let your left thigh fall out to the left. Just don't overthink it. Just let it flop down like a sack of potatoes. I'm just feeling your abdomen rise and fall as you breathe. And then bring the left foot back down And we'll do the same on the other side. Just let the right thigh open up, let it drop. With every exhale, just let any tension release into the ground. Bring your leg back up, foot down. We'll come into butterfly, Supta Baddha Konasana. Bring the soles of the feet to touch and both legs will open. Of course, if this is a little too much, you can always slide a couple pillows underneath the backs of the thighs. Hands could stay by the side, or you can bring your hands onto your belly, or maybe closer towards the groin, whatever feels the most grounding and supportive for you. Connect back with your breath. Take your hands to the outsides of your thighs, and your hands will guide the legs to slowly close. And then we'll take the right thigh in and come into half happy baby. So right hand grabs a hold of the outside of the right foot. Of course, if this is not accessible, you can hold on to your calf or your ankle. So imagine that you're squatting against the sky or the ceiling here, ankle roughly over the knee. Soft, smooth, open breaths. Soften the jaw. Slowly release your half happy baby. Plant the right foot down. And we'll take the left thigh in. Half happy baby on the other side. So left arm's on the inside. Either grab the calf or the ankle. or maybe outer edge of the left foot. One side may feel totally different than the other, and that's okay, you just noticed. Soften the shoulders. And once you find your edge, just pause there. Find some stillness and connect with your breathing. Release. Plant your foot back down. We'll come into a figure 4 shape. So we'll cross the right ankle, let it clear the left thigh. Right foot stays flexed. Now we'll lift the left foot off of the mat. Right hand comes in between the legs and grab a hold of the fingers behind the back of the left thigh. Or if you're a little bit more flexible, maybe around the left shin. If you can't reach the thigh, you can always use a strap or something to hold on to behind the back of the left thigh to elongate the arms. So you can relax the left foot but flex the right to protect your knee. And as the left thigh pulls in, the right thigh moves away from your face. You can always use your right elbow or forearm to gently guide the right thigh away from you. One breath at a time. And then we'll plant the left foot down onto the mat. And then grab a hold of your right shin. So you can have your left hand to your foot and maybe your right hand just hold on to the shin or supports the knee. And just start to draw your right shin, slide it out to the right, having the shin as parallel as you can towards the chest. That's the idea. You might feel a nice stretch here. And then you can slide your shin over to the left any amount. And there's no right or wrong as long as there's no pain in the knee. You can explore sliding from one side to the other. And then come back to a half happy baby. Right hand to the outside of the right foot. Notice how it feels to come back to the shape second time around. Keep drawing the navel in towards the back of the spine. You're going to start to feel your core engage and extend your left leg out. Flexing both feet. Hover the left leg. So now we're coming into an active stretch here. Just a few cycles of breath. Beautiful. Lower the left leg down. Pull your right heel in and lower the right leg down beside the left. Just give yourself a moment to just pause and feel, noticing any difference between right side and left side body. And then we'll rebend both knees, plant both feet onto the mat. Cross your left ankle, let it clear the right thigh, left foot stays flexed. And then we'll lift the right foot off the mat. You can relax the right foot, flex the left. Left hand comes through, interlace the fingers behind the back of the right thigh or around the right shin. You can also use your strap here. Notice if the chin has lifted. Gently draw the chin in so the back of the neck stays long. Relax the shoulders. As you pull the right thigh in, the left thigh pushes away from your face. Anchor into your breath. Slowly release your right foot down onto the mat. Right hand will grab onto the left foot. The left hand could hold onto the shin or the knee for support. Flexing the left foot, notice if the ankle wants to sickle in. Keep it strong and firm. You can draw the left shin, slide it towards the left. As you draw that left shin in towards your chest. And then you can play with sliding it over to the right. You might feel a nice stretch in the outer hip. So you're the driver. You decide how slow you move, where you move, listening to the body. Just exploring your edges here. Breathe into any density. Come back to half happy baby, so left hand to the outside of the left outer edge of the foot. And then noticing how it feels this time around. Then keep drawing the navel in towards the back of the spine. Engaging the core and extend your right leg to hover, flexing both feet. Connect with your breathing. And then slowly lower your right leg down, pull your left heel in, And release the left leg long beside the right. Give yourself a moment here and just pause. Feel. And then we'll slowly re-bend the knees. We'll revisit figure 4. We're going to add on now. So cross the right ankle, let it clear your left thigh. Pull the left shin in, or left thigh in, and interlace the hands behind the back of the left thigh. Now we're going to extend the left leg, flexing the feet. Now we're getting into the hamstrings here. So here, you can stay with the hands around the thigh if that's enough. Or you can grab your strap. And just bring it around the ball of the left foot. And let your shoulder blades plug into the mat as you extend the left heel towards the sky and the left toes toward the face. Now you can stay here. If you want to take it a little deeper, you can always grab the foot with your hands if you have the space. If you have the foot, you can take your right hand to the outside edge of your left foot. The left arm will open up to the side and then draw the left leg a little over to the right. But if you can't reach the foot, that's why we have the strap here. So you can grab the strap, left arm opens up, and then just start to draw that left leg over to the right a little bit. Maybe head falls to the left. So you're starting to get a nice stretch in your IT band. So as you pull the left leg in, you draw the right thigh away from you. Stay tuned in to your breathing. Beautiful. Come back to center. Release your foot or release your strap. Planting both feet back down onto the ground. Just give yourself a moment here. We'll go to the other side. So left ankle clears the right thigh, figure 4. Interlace the hands behind the back of the right thigh. And then we'll extend the right leg up towards the sky. Flex the foot, heel towards the sky, toes toward the face. You can stay right here or find your strap once again around the ball of the right foot. Just give yourself a couple breaths here just to open up in the hamstring. Again, ankles flexed. Left thigh pushes away from your face as you draw that right leg in. And if you don't need the strap, you can just hold on to the foot. And either holding onto the foot, so left hand could grab a hold of the outside of the right foot, at the outer edge of the foot. Right arm opens up and draw that right leg a little over to the left, or use your strap. Keeping the feet flexed. Maybe head turns slightly to the right. Beautiful. Release. Remove your strap. Plant both feet back down onto the mat. Give yourself a moment to adjust. You can always come back to constructive rest, feet wide, knees fall into touch. Let your body just assimilate here. Let's bring both knees in towards the chest. Wrap your arms around your shins. We're going to meet in tabletop all fours, so you could either slowly roll to one side and make your way there, or if you like to rock and roll, you can rock and roll. So here we are, wrists roughly underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hip bones, and we'll prepare for downward facing dog. So tuck the toes underneath, lift your knees, and send your sit bones up and back. So you can bend the knees a lot here, release any excess tension in the neck. So sit bones are reaching high as the chest draws towards the tops of the thighs, heels behind the toes, lengthen the spine. Just think of the heels drawing back rather than down. You just might feel a little more brightness behind the backs of the legs. Connect with your breath. Good, now let's step the right foot forward between the hands. Let the left knee come down. Pad up the knee if you'd like, either rolling the mat in or use a blanket. Preparing for low lunge, so we'll start with the hands on the thighs. And we'll just get into the front of the left hip. So let's hinge our hips forward. Keep dropping that right hip down until you find your edge here. Now your hands could stay on the thighs. If you'd like, you can reach the arms up, thumbs back, pinkies forward, and get a whole stretch in the front line of the body. You can always engage your left glute for more stability, and that might actually help to open up the front of the thigh, so you can try that. Focus your eyes on one point. That's going to help to steady your mind and steady your breathing. Just a couple more cycles of breath here. And then we'll release the hands on the inside of the right thigh. Heel toe your right foot out to the right a bit. Make some space for your chest. Coming into lizard. So hands could stay on the ground right where you are if this is enough. You can always bring a couple blocks underneath the hands as well, or come onto the forearms, either on the blocks or on the ground. Let's have the knee coming in towards the shoulder, toes forward. But of course, if this is too much and you feel a lot of pressure in your right hip flexor, you can always open up the knee a little bit and turn the right toes on an angle. Making sure that there is no pain in the lower back. Softening the shoulders. Keep some length in the spine. Maybe close the eyes. And tune into your breath, one breath at a time. Moving through each layer of tension with every exhale. Good. If you're on your forearms or on blocks, just start to slowly bring yourself up, blocks aside, come back onto your hands. You can ease off on your hips here. We're going to come into Pigeon Pose. So you're going to heel toe your right foot all the way over towards the left side of your mat, flexing the foot and drop your right knee down. Of course, if this is parallel is not working, you pull your heel in closer to your groin. Tuck your left toes under and slide the back leg back. You can always tuck a block or a pillow or a blanket under the right glute for support to bring the floor up to you. Sometimes that feels really, really good. And then before we melt down, we're going to have our hands on either side. Left toes stay tucked or pointed. And this might feel like a nice, even deeper stretch in the psoas, the left hip flexor. Of course, if there's any pain in the low back, ease off. Take it down a notch. Open the chest. And then when you feel ready, you can take your pigeon to sleep. So walking the arms forward, you can come onto your forearms. You can stack your fists, rest your forehead on the fists. You can bring a bolster under you or a block under your forehead. Support yourself as you need. And once you find your edge, find stillness. So stillness in the body and also stillness within the mind. And if you find that the mind is kind of going, that's okay. Just center yourself back to the rhythm of your breathing. Let that be your anchor. And see if you can have the courage to breathe through any tension or density. And we'll prepare to come out of pigeon. So nice and slow, removing your props. Coming onto your hands. Tucking your left toes under. And we're going to step back to downward facing dog. You can always exhale out of the mouth whenever you need to release. You can pedal out the legs if you'd like. You can sway your hips. Do whatever intuitively feels right and supportive for you. We're going to go to the other side. So step your left foot forward. Right knee comes down. Preparing for your low lunge. So hands could come onto the thigh. Dropping the left hip down. And you can start to hinge forward. As you do this, you want to maintain this lengthening down of the sacrum of the tailbone. But you still want to get a nice stretch here in the front of the right hip. If you'd like, you can reach the arms up, thumbs back, pinkies forward, softening the shoulders. Maybe engage the right glute for more stability. Steady your gaze. And we'll slowly release the hands onto the inside of the left leg. Heel toe your left foot out. Make some space for your chest coming into lizard. So the left knee can hug into the left shoulder. If you need a little bit more room in the left thigh, you can turn the left toes out and the left knee out slightly here. That might help, as long as, again, there's no pain in the lower back. Hands could stay on the ground or come onto blocks, or forearms on blocks. Keeping some length in the spine. Maybe close the eyes. Breathe into any areas that feel tight, where you may feel pockets of holding. Use your exhalations as the vehicle for release. Good. If you're on your forearms or on blocks, slowly come back onto your hands. Ease off on your hinge, and we'll heel toe the right foot to the right, preparing for pigeon. Bending the knee, the left knee, as much as you need to. Tuck the right toes under and slide the right leg back in space. Perhaps sliding a blanket or a block or a pillow under your left glute. Arms on either side of the body. Maybe you find an opening here first. Hips are squared. Lengthen. Feel that nice opening in the right hip flexor. Lengthening the spine. And then when you feel ready, take yourself down into pigeon. Either on the forearms, stack your fists, a block under the forehead. You can slide a bolster under your body. I always like to give my body an internal scan from the top of my head all the way down to the toes to see where I may be consciously or unconsciously holding tension or emotions or thought patterns or even my breath. Connect back to my anchor, breathing in and out through the nose. And we'll slowly remove the props and bring your hands back down onto the mat. Tuck your right toes under and we'll prepare to step back into downward facing dog. No rush. Pedal it out as you wish. And then we'll take as many steps as we need or want all the way towards the top of the mat. Come into a forward fold, Uttanasana. We're going to prepare for Malasana, Yogi squat. So heel toe your feet about as wide as the mat, heels in, toes out. Now I recommend to have a block or something to sit on, especially if you have a little bit of tighter hips. You're going to bend your knees in line with the toes. And maybe here you sit on a block. Palms touch in front of the heart space. Press into the hands as you use the elbows to push away the inner thighs. Notice if you're caving in on the inner arches of the feet. You want to ground all four corners. If you don't have a block, then that's okay. I'd rather have your heels lifted than cave in and pull on the knee. Relax the shoulders down and feel this long line from your sacrum, your root, all the way up to the crown of the head. Slight pull in of the chin, proud open chest. Maybe close your eyes. Consciously undo tension with every exhale. And we'll slowly release the hands down. Lift your sit bones, extend your legs, props aside. Heel toe your feet back underneath the hip bones. Forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale, fingertips to shins or quads, belly in, shoulders back, chin in, long spine. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees, come into a squat. Then you can use your hands to assist you to bring the sit bones down. We're going to come down onto our backs. And we'll prepare for Savasana. Extend the legs out long. Take up as much space as you'd like. Maybe again a lift and lower of the hips, a lift of the chest, slide the shoulders under. Release any effort of your breath. Close your eyes. Let your ankles fall open, feeling the weight of your legs. Your hips are open. Your stomach is relaxed. Chest and shoulders relaxed. Arms heavy. The jaw is soft. Head is heavy. Body is heavy. There's nothing left for you to do here. Receive. Receive your practice. Noticing all the space within your body. allowing your life force, your energy, your prana to organize itself into balance and harmony. As you lay here in this ultimate state of receivership. Noticing what it feels like to be at home in the center of your being. And know that you always, always have access to this. Slowly begin your return by deepening your breath. And start to bring some movement back into your body however you wish. Maybe you bring your arms up overhead for a nice big stretch, reaching the opposite ends of the room, stirring your body into wakefulness. Bring your knees in toward you. Give yourself a good hug. Roll over to one side. Pausing on your side, just invite in a couple deep breaths into your upper back. Tuning into gratitude for our beautiful bodies and all that our bodies do for us, carrying us through life. When you're ready, we'll come up to a seat. Finding a tall spine. Closing your eyes and just tune into your breath. Take notice of how your body feels. Be with your breath. Noticing your emotional tone. Notice how you're experiencing your mind. And this is all without judgment. Just notice from the seat of the observer. And let's bring our palms to touch in front of our heart space, slight bow in of the chin. Acknowledge the teacher and the light that's within you. Thank you so much for your trust and for sharing your practice with me. From my heart to yours. Namaste.